Hello, good evening, dear friends, dear viewers. In today's video, we will continue checking the games of Armenian men's and women's championships. Let's go. So we are having eight round in men's and women's championships. Let's start. Artur Tavtian drew with the white pieces against Karen Grigorian. And Karen plays something very, very solid. Yes, bishop f6, bishop e2, c takes d are the moves. Knight takes d5, he takes d5, queen b3, bishop e6, rook c1, rook c8, c5, a5, rook a7, d takes c, b takes c, rook c3, c4. So all the important ideas black knows. I remember once one of my colleagues uh, said that at some point you can also go king g8 to f8. Yes, some slight pressure for white, b3, and we can see that computer likes white's position. B takes c, d, and knight d4. This is already quite unpleasant, I would say. So queen b3, bishop e6, rook c1, rook c8, bishop e2, a5 or c5. Yes, king f8. Something like knight d7. And here again, king f8. Engine doesn't like c4 too early. Yes, this is very unpleasant endgame. Yes, e4 move was possible. Bishop e4, I guess knight b5. Yes. Engine doesn't like this idea of going bishop g4 and trading the bishops on e6. It does look very interesting, but uh, engine doesn't like it much. And now black is already much better. Just e4 or rook bc1. And now black is almost winning. Just knight e4 or c3. The game black is better. Yes, king e7, knight g4, king d6. Yes, and here players agreed in a draw. Hovik Harapetyan lost with the black pieces against Tigran Harutyunyan. Yes, eventually, finally, we can uh, say that Hovik had very bad tournament. d4, knight f6, c4 e6, b6. Yes, the main move. Knight c6, knight a5, h6, d6. Yes, now g5, bishop f2, bishop a6, c5 was played, f4, and Hovik is in some trouble. Knight f3, d5 was better, knight d2, And now black doesn't have any problems. And again, h5 computer doesn't like king b8. Yes, d takes c, f takes c, e takes f. And now black is fine, takes, he takes d, and c4, queen b1 or queen d1 or queen b4. Yes, Hovik is playing so good. Yes, rook d1, maybe a5 would have been better. Bishop d5, takes. Yes, and you should just play bishop b1 or bishop f5. Just keeping the bishop on this long diagonal, b1, h7, not really pushing the pawns. And Hovik had a lot of time, like 15 minutes almost. And he went b4, takes, and white's king is getting this d4 square, which is very important. Yes. Yes, maybe out of the opening he got some small problems, but then played very interesting chess and managed to even get maybe a slightly preferable position. Uh, and till the very end, when he pushed b4, he had around equal position, just b4, and position is lost for black. Of course, before pushing the pawn to b4, uh, only white was trying to push for something, but according to computers, it was very drawish. Not much was happening in Beniga Gasarov Roberto Vanisian game. Berlin, Robert played his main opening, playing and being very solid, safe. Yes, not much to say. And players at some point uh, repeat the moves. Yes, of course, it is decent result for Beni Kagasarov uh, against Roberto Vanisian, against the leader of the tournament, with the white being very solid, very safe. And Robert also didn't want to uh, push much, and game ended in a draw. Mamikon Arabian drew against Sargisian. We do have open variation and not d4, rook e1, knight c5, knight takes e5, bishop e7, d4, knight e6, bishop e3, short castle, c4. I know that rook e8, knight f8 ideas are also there. Even here, knight g5, and we see that Sargis has 1 hour 31 minutes. Takes, c5, bishop f6. Mamikon is trying to restrict the bishops, but it is quite difficult. Bishop takes e5. Computer doesn't like this bishop e5 much. Rook e8 maybe would have been better. check, and queen e3. White is slightly better. White is slightly better. h6, g4, d5. Yes, white is better. Yes, b4. Yes, and game ended in a draw. Yes, black is up a pawn, but white is very active, and it's really hard to imagine how can black improve the position. Yes, very good game by the both players. Yes, I don't think any of them had any real chances fight for something. From the start of the game, Mamikon had definitely better chances, but slowly Sargis managed to neutralize it. And we are having our last game of the day. Manuel Petrosian was facing Zaven Andresian, and neither bishop b5 check, bishop d7, this, g6, knight c3, bishop g7, bishop e3, knight f6, h3, short castle, a6, bishop takes, pawn takes, c5, queen b8, takes, takes, queen c2, rook e8. Some slight pressure for Manuel, and 3, a5, rook e6. It's knight c4. Maybe bishop h2 or bishop g3 would have been slightly more precise. Yes, Manuel is trying to get something, but Zaven defends quite well. Takes king e6 with ideas to go d5. And here players agreed in a draw. Okay, let's go and see the standings. Yes, what are we having? So it's between players. So Roberto Vanessian is leading the tournament, 5.5 points out of 8. Artur Davtyan and Sergei Sargsyan are having 5 points out of 8. Tigran Harutyunyan is having 4.5 points out of 8. Yes, other participants of the tournament, unfortunately for them, cannot really catch the leaders. So we are having 4 points out of 8. Benika Gasarov, Zaven Andreasyan, Manuel Petrosyan. We are having Karen Grigorian 3.5 points out of 8. Omikon Garibian 3 points out of 8. And Hovik Harapetian 1.5 points out of 8. Somehow, unfortunately, tournament didn't go well for Hovik. He was really competing. Fighting in every game, and he was showing very decent level, but in some at some point something was always going wrong for him. Uh, yes, let's see the pairings for the last round. We are having Zaven Andreasyan against Artur Davtyan. We are having Sargisian against Manuel Petrosyan. We are having Robert Hovanesyan against Mamikon Gharibian, Hovik Hayrapetyyan, Benika Gasarov, Karen Grigoryan, Tigran Harutyunyan. Yes, very tough round and game for uh, Artur Davtyan with the black pieces. He should really decide either he's really going all in and trying to get hopes and chances against Zaven Andresen with the black pieces, or he is just playing safe and solid. But most likely with the draw, it won't be enough for to win the tournament. So Sargisian is having with white pieces against Manuel Petrosyan. Again, really hard to say uh, which strategy Sargis will stick for last round. Because once again, if he tries to play very, very safe and solid, it won't be enough to really fight for the first place. But of course, he's playing very strong and decent opponent, and he cannot afford himself much. Yes, no doubts Manuel will try with the black pieces to win. Roberto Vanician, no doubts he will be very safe and solid with the white pieces. I'm expecting some short draw, and even theoretically, I think if he uh, m- makes a draw, I think he wins the tournament. At least I'm not 100% sure, but I think if he makes a draw, he wins the tournament. Yes, Hovik Hayrapetyyan against Benika Gasarov. Somehow I believe this game will end in a draw. Players aren't fighting for anything. And Karen Grigoryan definitely will try with the white pieces against Tigran Harutyunyan. Yes, players are fighting for the first place and for the first three places, if I'm not mistaken. At least always it's been that first three places are qualifying to European Individual Chess Championship, and also fourth, fifth places are getting some amount for the tournaments. Yes, it's quite interesting. Players are tensed, spectators also, I myself as well, despite I'm not really competing. Yes, I think Robert um, will try to be very safe, and draw should be enough. Draw should be enough for him to win the tournament. Let's just see what are we having in women's. We are having the following results. Novart Hairapetian, she won with the white pieces against Meline Harutyunyan. Mariam Avetisian won against Lilia Danielian. So Lilia started the tournament amazingly well, but then everything went bad for her. Susanna Gaboyan drew against Anna Khachatrian. Susanna Rakelian lost Sparian. And Palina Kobak won with the black pieces against Mariam Khachatrian. So definitely we should check this game between Susanna and Anna. And b4, a4, bishop e3, bishop takes, rook e1. Maybe some slight pressure for Susanna. Yes, very classy move. And Susanna understands that if b5, then b6 ideas will come. That's why she wants to keep the position open. Maybe not the best decision, but of course quite uh, interesting. Yes, very decent level Yes, knight g6. Yes, players are trying to be very, very safe and very solid. I like very much the level. Simply no mistakes. Even maybe just small inaccuracies. Mhm. Let's again see the standings. Yes, we are having Susanna Gaboyan is leading the tournament, 6 points. Mariam Avetisian and Anna Khachatrian are uh, tying second, third places with 5.5 points out of 8. And we do have two players, Milena Gasparian and Navarta Repetian, 5 points out of 8. And then Palina Kobak, 4 points out of 8. Lilia Danelian, 3 points out of 8. Susanna Rakelian, 2.5 points out of 8. Melina Harutyunyan, 2 points out of 8. And Mariam Khachatyan, 1.5 points out of 8. Of course, it's between Susanna, Mariam, and Anna. Let's see the pairings. Kobak Harapetian, Gasparian Khachaturian. Anna Khachaturian is playing Susanna Rakelian. Lilia Danielian is playing Susanna Gaboyan. And Melina Harutyunyan is playing Mariam Avetisian. Of course, all three players have chances to uh, win tomorrow's game. Yes, for example, they are the clear favorites like Anna Khachaturian, Susanna Gaboyan, and Mariam Avetisian. But if Susanna wins, she wins the tournament. Yeah, she will be definitely tensed, but this is not the first time for her to be under such a pressure, circumstances. Yes. Most likely, we are going to have the following uh, top three standings: Susanna Gaboyan, Anna Khachaturian, and Mariam Avetisian, or maybe Mariam Avetisian and Anna Khachaturian. But we have seen different Armenian women's championships. Okay, very interesting. Once again, thank you very much, dear friends, dear viewers, for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave your comments, and if you have any suggestions, anything, we are open. I myself, I'm open to hear them. Thank you very much.